AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Ace Overseer University.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up? We coming topics. Hey, once again, we are back with another episode of the 3-Man Weave podcast. And before all else, you see it on Hill, man. You see it on Hill. R.I.P. Bun, yo. R.I.P. our guy Kurt, man. We miss you. We love you. And like I always say, man, AJ's Casino ain't never gonna be the same, man. That was my spades partner, that was my beer pong partner, and that was just my player partner all together. So, man, we definitely miss you, man. Episode 98.
Yeah.
This shit is flying. Hey, we finna be at 100. We finna be at 100, man. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. If it wasn't for COVID, ooh, buddy. I'm gonna just tell you, it was gonna be some fun. But we still gonna make it happen. It might be an episode. We got something in the works. It might be at episode 137, but it's coming.
We're gonna celebrate that thing. We're gonna celebrate that thing. We got something big, major coming. You know, we just can't disclose the details yet, just till it's finalized. But we got something in the works for that Hunter.
Because we always working. We always working. We always got something in the tuck. You dig what I'm saying? So, where can they find us here?
You know, y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill, and Hill go Hill regardless, baby. Let's get it. Who else with me, though? We didn't even introduce ourselves this time.
Shit.
Well, you know, you got Cannon. Washington fan extraordinaire, Washington blank fan extraordinaire. Since we don't know who we are, like, well, that's where I'm at with it.
Hey, well, you know what it is, AJ. As El Presidente, Devin Booker has been added to the allstar game, so that's a topic that I don't necessarily need to touch on anymore.
Yeah, I put it in the group.
You see my face.
I put it in the group. I said
they played us. They played us. I don't understand why they played us though.
To be added, especially for someone who's injured. Because Book's a all-star only if someone else is injured.
That was their way to allow AD to get his all-star nod on his resume still, and then Book can still. Hey, you made it to the All-Star game. And my whole thing is I'm
sorry.
People giving a lot of credit.
I'm sorry. There should have been a wing player Book over some of these wing players that got in. It shouldn't have anything to do with AD. Period.
Like I said before, I'm a Suns fan. If a Sun was gonna get in, it needed to be Booker.
Yeah. We love Chris Paul. We love Chris Paul.
Because they want to talk about, he's the stabilizing force. Well, I mean, we were just talking about how we went 8-0 in the bubble and stuff like that. But exactly, all-star, you're supposed to be, that guy. And I do think Book is the guy on the team.
Guy on the team.
But
without a doubt.
Yeah, but I just think CP3 is that stabilizing force. So
not only is he the guy on the team, he's one of the guys in the league, bro. He's one of the ones. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, and that's the thing that pissed me off about it. Like, it was like, what more does he have to do? And he's like, people was like, yeah, he's not popular enough. I'm sitting there like,
but
what does he have to do?
They got a point. And I was gonna say this to y'all in our group chat, but I got busy and then
you did.
It's like, man, he's a textbook. He's been a textbook pro athlete. You feel me? No drama, not getting in trouble, answering press conference the textbook way, the way the organization wants you to way. It's like he's not trendy as far as the media is concerned. You feel me? And it's almost like if you got next gen, if you play on the next gen console and you got 2K and you doing your My Player, if you just say what they expect you to say, you don't gain any fans. You gotta be outlandish. You gotta say like, I came in here, I knew I was gonna cook them up tonight. That's how you trend and do all of this stuff. So it's like, Book, far as socially, just fly under the radar. But on the court, he cook up. So I feel like you shouldn't be charged with your personality. You feel me?
He's dating a Jenner. Like,
yeah, but we really don't even know that. Like, we know it, but like,
because he's smooth with it. I'm trying to tell
but see,
you.
I really can't buy that because I mean,
I'm not buying it. I'm just saying.
Because Kawhi, he been getting his notoriety, and that shit started like had it started when he went to LA.
But he be saying dumb stuff. He be saying dumb stuff, bro. Doing dumb stuff.
Kawhi was on a prominent team when he got drafted.
Right.
He's a champion.
Right.
You know,
you're right.
Once again, but to your point, they pick and choose who they allow to just fly on the radar or
but
allow
not
to
weird. He not weird, bro.
Not at all.
You see what I'm saying? He's normal.
He's
Kawhi weird,
a cool dude. Like,
yeah, Book is a cool dude. But that's where I think that I don't understand it. And and I think what a lot of people outside of Phoenix and like the fan base may think that they don't promote him. They do. Like, he's on everything that they do, but it's
they
only
don't promote Phoenix. That's really the problem.
Like, but that's not on them. Like, they promote to their fan base, but the NBA overall doesn't buy into that.
Yeah.
Well, I know who I'm gonna blame.
Who?
AJ.
Yeah, you don't talk Phoenix enough on here.
We've been sitting here, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be changing the narrative and all that, but nah, you want to keep letting Booker go fly under the radar. We barely know you a Suns fan. You know what I'm saying? Look, and y'all actually good, and you still don't want to say nothing. Nah, so it's your fault. You are media, so it's your fault. We got to blame you directly.
All right, cool. All right, so okay.
And look,
you and Charles Barkley.
I feel like I'm more of a Book fan than AJ.
No. I feel it too.
You don't even use the emoji. Like,
you don't even do the book. AJ Baylor. So I'm
you know what, Tori? I'm gonna holler at you.
Tori.
I'm gonna see you, Tori.
Hey, but the moment I don't know if you are a Snowfall fan, AJ?
I am.
Oh my gosh. Hell.
Yes.
It returns.
It
returns. I can't wait.
Man.
Can't wait. The DVR
it's mine set because it's 2 episodes. Back to back tonight.
It's over. It's over. My guy Frank Hussein, boy, you already know. We can't wait. We can't wait.
I think I want to take some time. I think I might not watch tonight just for the simple fact that
you enjoy that.
I'm gonna watch tonight because I know I ain't got nothing to do after we get off. But I really want to just like binge watch again, like I already did like 3 weeks ago. But binge watch again and then just go right into these 2 episodes.
It's bittersweet, man. Honestly, because this is really John Singleton's baby.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And
so with that, I want to see how they keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's also something that I'm scared of because it's just like sometimes when you lose that creative mind and that visionary at the top, I mean, it's just like when Game of Thrones changed writers. Mm-hmm. It was like, and you can see it. The creativity lacks, and sometimes you just be like, all right, man.
Yeah. But he did say one thing. He did say is that he keep my fault here. He said that he delegated a lot of responsibilities across the board. He was not like a authoritarian leader. He was like a delegate guy. So it's like he kept apprentices like in almost all of his expertise. So it's like, oh, you want to learn how to get shots? You follow me. You want to learn how to analyze script? You follow me. So it's like, I feel like it should be in good hands because he worked with a good core of people that he really believed in.
The foundation is based, right?
You said what?
Yeah.
I say that the foundation is based off a true story, right?
Oh yeah.
So we got
in the 80s, Freeway Ricky and all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dino Blandon.
So like we said last week, if you ain't got to deviate from the truth.
Yeah,
the story has already been laid. All you gotta do is just give us that art, baby. Just give us that art.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Novocaine. Give it some time, it'll work.
But see that,
I don't
but
know
that's
where that came from.
To AJ point,
come on,
though,
remember the tights, baby. Come on.
But to AJ point is like the story. The story was going to be lit, but it's the small things that Singleton was doing that made him so iconic. It's like the way he shot Boys in the Hood. It's like he using angles and different techniques that regular Hollywood wasn't using. He said he filmed a lot of it with a camcorder, his own camcorder. You know, so it's just like willing to keep it gritty, real close-up shots. If you watch Snowfall, you know there's like really up on you, like on that prison scene. Stomp out is like you right there with it. So it's like, you know, we'll see. Hopefully the legacy lives on though.
Speaking of stomp out,
man,
I just don't understand how some people just think, you know, I'm the big man on campus. I can do whatever I want to do. Because sometimes you just never know who you're coming across. But we all come from a certain background. You can kind of know, even if you don't know. You can kind of know in somebody's demeanor, and I just want to show y'all something. Just look at some demeanor from things I'm about to show you. Okay, I just want you guys. Hey, boys! Hey, get out of here! What you got? Hey, put the fuck out! Get out of here!
Oh shit! Oh shit, buddy! Oh shit, young blood! Oh shit! Hey, he ain't fucking around, cuz he got his nobody coming back, bro. Hey, that's just funny, bro. Hey, guillotine. Hey, rear naked choke. Tap out, motherfucker. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit, bro. Y'all motherfuckers ain't playing around, bro.
Yo, but honestly, yo, him and his boy shouldn't be fighting regular people, bro.
Bro,
they clearly UFC trained.
Bro, you know, when you see someone and the whole time they just calm, you push him. He looked at his man's because apparently homeboy had a bloody nose already, and he took some of his blood. That's why he did this. He wiped it on his face. And woo! Hey, look, man. If someone is just sitting there in front of you, they willing to give you all of this. That means they know something that you know. And this right here, Chris Brooks, cauliflower ear. It's all in the ears, man. Look at them boys with them ears. That means they've been on the ground. They've been doing some ground and pound, Muay Thai. You don't mess with those people.
Yeah, it's definitely Cobra Kai. Yo, who is that? Follow the directions.
Follow the directions. What I'm saying, Cobra Kai. Hey, because look, man, the one thing that you really, really, really don't want to happen is to be getting whooped on the bathroom floor.
Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking.
The bathroom floor of a bar
is the worst place in the world. It's the worst place.
I don't care if you bump me. That story gonna sound like who was it? ASAP when he was fighting in jail.
Bro.
But we got to highlight who these individuals.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
yeah,
it's a Oklahoma wide receiver. He's, you know, I won't say it. I won't call him an Oklahoma wide receiver. I'll call him the Oklahoma long snapper. He's an award-winning long snapper, I believe.
Because he definitely, I would cut him after this.
Oh yeah.
I don't want that type. I don't want this type of person on my team.
I can't be. I can't be out here talking to my teammates and say we're gonna fight for each other. No, and he's sitting over there. You ain't putting up no fight.
If you're starting stuff, first of all, if you're on my team, you shouldn't be starting stuff. That's number one. But
but
if you are starting it, you better be ending it too. You better
by the way, his name is Spencer Jones.
Listen,
Spencer, don't do that again. Don't.
Anytime in a regular fight, non-sanctioned fight, that you get choked. Come on now. Yeah. It's like because you can't get out because regular people really don't know how to get out of the choke.
And he tapped.
And you tapped.
He was trying to fight for his life.
And regular people don't listen to the tap. Like
they don't, man. So you see what I'm saying?
So you just getting choked.
And even the MMA fighter, he ain't gotta listen to the tap. He in a bathroom. He ain't in the ring. He can put you to sleep. Like he's supposed to be a Craig on the car.
He shouldn't be fighting no regular guy, man. He know better than that.
You keep playing with people.
I know. He took it too far, and he tried. He's only a human being.
We seen what happened to Nate when you think just because you're an athlete, you can beat up everybody.
And this is what happened. This happened to me one time, and this didn't happen to me, but my thought happened to me. I be in the gym and I be looking at dudes. I'm like, bro, I can take him I'm just looking at him, sizing him up for no apparent reason and no apparent reason.
That's me off the Jameson.
Hell gonna hell.
But look, but I don't say nothing. It really didn't nothing. Nothing happened. The next thing you know, it's a heavy bag in the gym. That same dude that I was sizing up was hitting the heavy bag later on. I'm like, whoa, that could have been me. It could have been me because he hitting it. I'm like, okay, mind your business. I ain't had no reason sizing him up for no apparent reason. And that could have been me getting them body blows, getting punished.
He felt you sizing him up, man.
Ain't no worse feeling in the world than being a grown man and someone lifting you off your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I almost get so we was on a family vacation out in DR, right? And I had got into an altercation with my mama's boyfriend. And so we both at the dinner table, we stand up at the same time. I'm about to go rush him, and next thing I know, my feet is off the ground. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, yo, who got it? It's my cousin Eder. And mind you, he's all of 5'9". I'm about 6 foot, 6'1". He just leaned back, got me up off the ground because he played college football. And I'm like, hey, bro, that's when I realized, hey, low man really do always win. Because I just was like, ooh, I was like an escalator, just rose up off my feet. And nothing will de-escalate a situation like someone taking you off your feet. Because what can you do? You hopeless. Especially if he had me pinned down on both my arms. I'm like, all right. I calmed down immediately. I don't even want to fight no more. I can't fight nobody and somebody else just picking me up off my feet.
You can't. But shout out to Eder because why are you about to ruin the family? You're about to ruin the family vacation, man.
It wasn't my fault. It was your fault, bro. I'm 100% probably certain it was your fault.
I swear. He about to show you some act right. He said he about to get baby boy.
Mama.
But yeah, that's another thing, bro. I'm not fighting in the bathroom, bro.
Never, bro. Never.
And why y'all got cameras out and all this? Bro, they was partying. It was a party in that restroom.
You seen why they had them cameras out, and I'm glad they had.
But they had it out before, bro. They was doing way too much, bro.
No, you seen what side the cameras was on. I feel like the cameraman knew something.
Yeah,
that
as I told you, he knew that they shouldn't be fighting no regular people, man.
What Kevin Hart say? You don't want to fight no man who smack his knees twice, and that's what he did, bro. You got scooped onto no. Let's not talk about Spencer. I want to talk about his mans.
Yeah. His mans did nothing.
Because he was outside of the frame. I don't know what he was doing, but all I know is he was in the frame, he was out the frame, and the next thing we know, he was asleep against the wall.
He was getting choked also. So it's
he was getting he was hoom like when Derek Lewis knocked the dude out and still hit him a couple times. That's what was happening to his mans. He was catching hell.
That thing started off as a tag team match and ended up as a handicap match.
Is that PC? Because they might never mind.
And they started it.
Said what?
But they started it. the losers started it. So it's like,
yeah, you got to at least get some punches in if you go start it.
And let this be a lesson to you kids. This is why we should all be social distancing. Yeah. Had we been social distancing, you would not be getting your ass whooped on camera. And nobody wants to get their ass whooped on camera. It's not fun.
Not a massive fight either.
Yeah, so
definitely got Corona off that floor.
Mm-hmm. They all got it.
It's a college bar. Corona would be the thing that I would much rather catch than what I catch on that college bar floor.
How you catch Coronas and the hands? How you
listen.
Hey, maybe he picked the wrong sport. Well, he is a wide receiver. Never mind. But speaking of college football,
shit.
Yeah.
We were very happy for Deion to go down to Jackson State. He got his first win as an HBCU head coach.
Coach Prime.
53-0.
Beat the brakes off them boys.
Off of what was
he beat that boy.
You know he beat that boy, but he was they supposed to do that because they D2. Edward Waters I think they D3 or NAIA. So that's par for the course. But who took that man wallet, like Chris said?
They got his stuff back. He immediately got his stuff back. So I don't know what happened. Why it was misplaced or what happened, what transpired. I understand his frustration, but
do you think he should have handled that better?
Nah, I would have handled it the same way. I mean, look, bro, we can't think about sometimes when it comes to your stuff.
Yeah, you can't concentrate on nothing else.
Yeah, you can't think about that. Cause he said his wallet, his phone, all his
ID,
jewelry.
all of that. Come on.
So I'm
Prime. My identity could be being stolen right now.
Yeah, I ain't really thinking about the bigger picture on that. Now, from the outside perspective, I wish you would have handled it better because saying the eyes are on you. You had all the media there. The game was covered. You probably could have handled it a lot better. You're gonna get your stuff back, just like the other time your stuff got broken into, like you Prime.
Stole the boom box.
I get both sides. But I know for a fact if my stuff got stolen, I ain't thinking about nothing else. But
I am not gonna judge him for reacting to being a victim in a moment.
My fault, AJ. Before you go, the fact that they highlighted the fact that his stuff was going. I wish they would highlight the same fact that his stuff was found at the same time.
And it goes back to what I was saying about Book. That's no drama in that, Hill. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we're here to highlight. So
I just wish, I honestly wish that he would have not mentioned that first. Because I understand you, Hill, being upset because you lost your stuff. Deion been in the media for how long? He understands, he's media trained. And, you come in there and you talk about, I was having a great moment. I was doing this. I was in the locker room, shedding a tear with my players. My stuff has been stolen. And it's we hear coaches all the time say, I don't want me players. This team, it's we. So that's where I had an issue. It's the new regime. It's the new era. Let's not make it about you, Prime. I know a lot has been about you in your career, but this is a different step. This isn't just about you. This is something new. You're the coach at Jackson State now. And I understand you have built a brand, but I think I think for this to actually work, I don't want it to be something self-serving for Deion. Being an HBCU alum myself, I would want something where it's going to be a family thing, because guess what? As an HBCU graduate, VSU is my family. I've been places and have run into people that I've never spoke to on campus, but I recognize their face, and we go out, we have drinks. Well, there goes Hill. But we go out, we have drinks, we party together and things like that. So I want things with Jackson State to be about Jackson State. I wanted it to be the Jackson State football team.
And I think that's how it's been since he's been there. I mean, he's bringing it back, but it's in a family, you got to be held accountable. And so
absolutely.
I don't have an issue with him. Like I said, he's a human being, and we can talk about coaches doing the right thing in the media, but at the end of the day, that is a major accomplishment in his life. And like he said, he wanted to be able to talk to his wife during that time. He wanted to be able to do those things. And so as a person, he was upset. And I like the fact, like what Marcus Cannon said, he wanted to put the school culture on notice, because maybe he know that these things have been happening. He might know more than what we know. They might say, like, Coach, stuff always missing out the locker room. So it's like, we're going to put an end to this right here and right now. Like, it is a new regime, like you said. And in this regime, yes, we are family, but you are going to be held accountable, because I seen a couple days before, he was giving people clothes and stuff out of his like, if you follow him, you feel me? He was giving people possessions.
Right. But here's what I'll say. It's the old saying, do something good they'll never remember, do something bad they'll never forget. It's the overarching perception now, because now people are saying, oh, that wouldn't have happened. Like, that's what he get for going to HBCU. That wouldn't have happened this place. That wouldn't have happened this place. And that's what I don't like, because it could happen anywhere. But now, because he's at an HBCU, and some like HBCUs are looked upon as second-rate institutions because they're historically Black, or the people that go there, or the culture, etc. I think that is something that the acts of a few can reflect on the many. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wish he would have, I don't mind him addressing it, but that being the first thing is what's going to be the headline, especially with the way that you came out and you acted about it.
But what's his but what he kept saying throughout that press conference, or since he's been there, this is his calling. He's been put here for a reason. Everybody been put here for a reason. So if that has been going on, if that's a culture that needs to be changed, then once again,
well, who says that's
put
the
there
culture,
for a reason?
We don't know, and that's the thing.
We don't.
He got
No, you got So what he's saying is he trying to fix it. We trying to change all of that. We want to be respected as a top program. We want to be looked at the top program, everything from top to bottom. So, I mean, like I said, it's the initial reaction, though. You know, I'm gonna give it up. How I'm gonna give it up? Initial reaction.
Absolutely.
It's your initial reaction.
Put that
and like you said, not about to sit here and be calm if my stuff is done.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So even if he wouldn't have said nothing about that, bro, they would have found something else, bro, because like you said, it is a HBCU. But what truly matters is the culture for those players. Those players are going to be posting saying they having a good time at Jackson State. They buying into Coach Prime. That's going to lead to more players coming in. It's going to really, like, regardless of the narrative, what the way that media is now, with anybody can have a platform, it's going to be hard to spin it from what's not reality. So the players are going to be able to tell us, like, what type of culture is really going on. And you see what type of culture is going on there, the way they looked on the field. I actually watched that game, and them boys was clicking, man. Even though, I mean, the competition is a landslide, but hey, those players, that's the #1 recruiting class in HBCU history. So it's like, what you expect? And they all went there because of Prime. So
I understand. I completely understand,
And being a leader, sometimes you gotta do things that people not gonna agree with. But sometimes that's the cost of being a leader. You feel me?
You good, Hill? Can you hear us, Hill?
I don't think so.
Oh man, where Eric at? Yeah, but so what I'll say is, with Deion going to college, do we think that there's going to be a mass exodus? Well, I won't say mass exodus, but other college, prominent figures going to the college ranks and trying to, get things started off from there?
I would hope so. And I don't necessarily, it wouldn't necessarily have to be a mass exodus, but I would like to see, you know, there are some coaches sitting around, you know, doing not saying sitting around, but they're doing other things. You know, they might have stepped away from the game, but there are some quality big name coaches out there. You know, Mark Jackson is one name that people would like to see go into college sports. So, and there's plenty of others. You know, Lovey went back. Herm went. So I mean, but if they were to go to HBCUs, that would really be a game changer in my opinion.
So I'm not necessarily certain if it'll necessarily be a game changer. I think it will, you know, be a spark, but sometimes at the end of the day, you still have to succeed. Like if Mark Jackson went to college, who's to say that Mark Jackson would be a good recruiter? It's a different ballgame.
Nope.
Exactly. So who's to say that he'll be able to, you know, I know he'll be able to kind of relate to show, hey, this is what I did, but who's to say his system will work? Who's to say he can get players to fit his system? Who's to say all of that stuff can work for Mark Jackson in college? We talk about Lovey. I mean, Lovey ain't been doing too good at Illinois. It ain't like he been bringing in top recruiting classes.
But Illinois, no, let's be real. He didn't go to like a HBCU though. Like he went to Illinois. Like they've never done anything before Lovey with nobody else either. So it's like, you know, he's not a superhero, but I feel like if Lovey would have went to a HBCU, he would have had more drawing power than that Illinois. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I said if they go to some of these prominent names go to HBCUs, I think they can. I'm not saying that they will, but they at least have the opportunity to be game changers. And we live in the clout era. So it's like, do recruiters really got to put in the work like back in the day? Because now recruiters can just say like, if I work at Alabama, do I really got to recruit? Like the facilities, the prestige of the school, everything sells itself. And then the coach too. So if I'm Lovey and I post up shop at a HBCU, that is going to have a resonating effect with some of the population. Not all, but it'll give me a shot.
Go ahead.
My fault, man. My internet was bugging, so I apologize to everybody.
Bro, get rid of that cricket Wi-Fi, bro.
Go ahead, get your shit off because I can't even rebuttal, and you know I got files. But I think in football it's gonna be tough. I think the program. I think we're gonna have to just get one program and just use that one program as the measuring stick or the foundation. Because we had look at Appalachian State. They've been a top other program. North Dakota State been a top other program as well. You feel what I'm saying?
North Dakota State. My cousin's the D-line coach over there. He doing some good work.
But like you see where they at. I don't know what that was. So I think like in football in particular, it's a lot of players. It's a lot of things. But if you create a juggernaut, then the eyes are going to be on you, and then you can, you know what I'm saying, you can create a foundation and you got a pipeline that can work in football. And I think Deion is going to be that one to help that, you know, start that foundation. In basketball, it's different because, like you said, you competing with all the blue bloods. I understand. I get it. I mean, we mentioned Mark Jackson. Okay. Is he a cultural icon like Deion?
No,
I know.
Really.
I know we love him. I know a lot of people love him. We love him when he called the game. He got all the sayings, the catchy saying. But will people gravitate to him like we want him to? Because think about it. Patrick Ewing, he in Georgetown, and Georgetown ain't they ain't got back to Georgetown since Big John Thompson was there. So it's like, I mean, you know, he was a former NBA player, you know, top center, a big prominent player. Everybody know him, and his recruiting ain't all that. Like,
but like I said, like this is my point to AJ. He's at a PWI, bro. But if hold on, let me finish. And I'm not saying it will work, but I feel like if Patrick Ewing were to go and work for a HBCU, it would be different, bro. Because he would now be he's not making a cultural statement working for Georgetown. You see what I'm saying? If you want the culture to follow you, you got to sacrifice for the culture. So it's like, that's what Deion is doing. He's like, I'm sacrificing the huge salary that I could get. I'm sacrificing my job on NFL Network. I'm foregoing all of that to come do it for the people, man. On some Fred Hampton, you feel me? Doing it for the people. So if Patrick Ewing or Mark Jackson was to go to a HBCU, I think the reception would be a little bit different than if they went to a PWI.
You want to go, AJ?
Yeah. So the reason why I understand, I think you'll be able to make some splashes. But at the end of the
that's
day,
all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to make some splashes. But I just think with the money that's behind those larger schools,
it's gonna be tough.
You're like, regardless, you're not gonna be able to really make a whole bunch of headway. I mean, if the Big 12 can keep out Houston, I'm sure these powerhouse D1 schools can keep out these HBCUs from, you may get some players, but you're not going to get all of them. I mean, because
that's a fact.
So yeah, you may but it's the same. Like you get some 4-star players to go to Florida Atlantic. You get some good players to go to UCF. You get some good. That's how Urban Meyer brought Utah up on the map. So you will PJ Fleck when he had Western Michigan. You'll get some of those coaches who actually have that personality, who can say, hey, we want to build something here, and I want you to be the centerpiece of that build. So you can get that. But to build a consistent product is a lot different.
But I think this, if it's any time,
gotta start.
The time is now. Because if you look at college basketball now, all the blue bloods are trash.
They suck. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I see it. I see it, bro.
We about to whoop up on Miami tonight.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Whoop up to Miami.
But like I said, you see, like I forgot his name. What's the boy name at Howard? Unfortunately,
McCormaker.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they program wasn't not playing this year, but that's one. Mikey made a big fuss, not a big fuss, but he made a big statement saying he may choose a HBCU. If we get the trend going now, and we know for a fact that y'all like let's say if y'all gonna be one and done anyway.
Exactly. And to your point, and to Hill's point, that's without any cultural icon coaches being there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so imagine if you now have an elite ex-NBA player and one of the best NBA game callers that we've had as your coach. Yeah, I'm doing it, Ma. That's what I'm saying. If I'm a top player and I got a chance to change the world, and my parents been preaching that to me, and I come from a good home, I might just want to do it. You feel me?
I understand that. The reason why I say it's definitely going to be hard in football because there's so many more.
Oh yeah, definitely hard.
Yeah,
like basketball, you can get that one player and can do good even if it's for that 1 year. But football is so many moving pieces. You could be the best player in the world.
But if you can't swing a team,
you can't do it all. Yeah. So it's going to be really difficult to make that happen. But what I will say is if we can start getting maybe some top tier quarterbacks, then like when you get a good quarterback in your class, you can get people to follow. Yeah, so I've seen it happen where they'll have a good quarterback. He'll bring one of his wide receivers or something like that, or he'll bring a lineman with him, and maybe a linebacker be like, "Hey, I want to see what y'all doing on offense. I want to be a part of that build because I see what y'all doing, so I'm gonna come on and play on the other side." So it's possible, but it's just difficult.
Maybe
it's not gonna be easy.
Maybe it's me, but I don't see the same like link up camaraderie in football that I kind of see in like basketball.
Oh no, it happens. Check these recruits.
But the reason you don't see it But the reason you don't see it like that is because the opportunity is not there. It's harder. It's more competition. So it's like normally if you're good in basketball, if we both are good in basketball, we're getting the same type of looks. But it's like, oh, if I'm a wide receiver and you're a quarterback, we're getting total different type looks, bro.
Okay.
We're getting total different type looks. Like I might be getting looks at Indiana and you might be getting looks at Notre Dame. You feel me? So there's a difference. So
and the thing about basketball that's a little bit different than football. Basketball, even outside of high school, you could be the number one player in Florida. I could be the number one player in California, and we play on the same AAU team in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And it's hard to do that in football.
Yeah, it ain't none of that in football unless you go to IMG or one of them prep schools.
Okay. All right.
That's a fact.
Ooh, it's a slow news week.
You had a video. You got a video.
Yeah, you had some, but it's a fact the cap question down here too.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Marcus Cannon, fact the cap. LeBron goes to a HBCU to coach. He would definitely change the culture. That's a fact because LeBron is a cultural icon that's like Michael Jordan or Kobe or somebody doing that. So that's different than anybody else that we've talked about. That's different than Mark Jackson. That's even different than Deion Sanders. As great as Deion Sanders was, he was not the face of the NFL. You feel me? LeBron is the face.
I get what you're saying.
I'm a prime fan, bro.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
He was not the face of the NFL. He was getting a lot of exposure though.
No, I get what you're saying.
But so I definitely think, that's an outlier case. I do see your point, Marcus Cannon. So I'm gonna say fact for LeBron, but it's also a slash cap because can't nobody else do that. You know what I'm saying? If someone else decides to go, if Grant Hill says I'm gonna go, that's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna go with fact because just pertaining to the answering the question. In particular, it'd be the fact. I mean, he would game change everything. I mean, he's somebody that didn't go to college, so for him to advocate for HBCU,
that is why.
I mean, it speaks value. It speaks value. But I think the player that would actually do more for HBCUs is what he's doing now. I think it'd be CP3. I think he would be the one to take this torch that you're.
I would like to see CP3 come to VSU. He already rocked with us.
So I think he would be the player that take it to the next level.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna say fact, just because I mean, of course, wherever we've LeBron changed the culture wherever he went in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I mean, of course. So I don't necessarily think that. So I just think we as HBCU grads, I just think we just need to try and continue to spread what we know about it because not every large figure is going to go to an HBCU coach. Absolutely. Sometimes we have good coaches, like we have great coaches at HBCU schools.
Yeah,
we have great coaches that teach a lot. We have coaches that have put players in the NBA. We have coaches that have put players in the NFL. Some HBCUs have more Hall of Famers than some of these D1 schools.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him.
He ain't talking to him.
You saw that, bro. What we see with Darius Leonard just when he came out, balling. Tariq Cohen when he came out, he was undersized. Usually, if you undersized, you got to come from a large school and just be a speed demon. He came out undersized. He was able to ball out. We've seen players come from these schools.
We just Shannon Sharp and Jerry Rice.
Bro, the list goes on.
I'm about to say it's a long list.
It's a long list, man.
Steve McNair, like, come on now, like,
because honestly, back then it was harder for them to get you. You really had to be a media darling and have a perfect background to get those scholarships to Oklahoma, to be the quarterback of Oklahoma. Like, come on, man.
While AJ loads up the next clip, before we change subject, I think, and it may be a future topic. I think for the NFL contracts to change, like we really want to, it's time for Rich Paul to get an NFL client.
Mm.
And I think either Clutch Sports, it's time for Clutch Sports to get to that NFL. And for them, they're doing a lot of complaining how they want new deals, different deals. You need to get an innovative agent that ain't afraid to shake some things up.
But it might be a reason why he stayed away, because I'm pretty sure he's probably looked into it, and it's probably like the way that the CBA is set up is like, bro, my hands gonna be tied. I'm gonna have to set you up for failure.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, his comfort zone was the NBA, and he's still establishing himself. He's still a fairly new agent. I mean, he's been established long enough now, but he was building up Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports technically is still kind of fairly new.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing that.
He's been around with LeBron, basically.
No, he been around with LeBron, but I'm talking about
but
Sports.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
like I said, but if they want to, and they got to just have a meeting, with a prominent NFL player, like you said, preferably, a quarterback. You want a quarterback,
yeah, because that's the only way you're gonna be able to make some.
You want a quarterback, but I'm just speaking into it. If y'all really want some cane, go holler at Clutch, because these other agents ain't doing that. They doing the status quo.
That
you don't want your agent dancing all in the videos.
Talk to him,
but I'm kind of torn with that.
Go ahead.
Because like Cannon said, that CBA still is
trash.
Is still trash. And I think regardless of what happens, contracts really are not going to get better for NFL players. Quite honestly, until they collectively bargain that.
What question? What? Am I still froze?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but you froze.
I'm about to say, look at myself. Look at myself.
Look at you, Freeman.
All right, I'm good now. But I've been advocating for shorter term contracts.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron in the NBA is signing shorter contracts.
Mm-hmm.
He can take this motto to the NBA. I mean, to the NFL. They're not gonna listen to me, but they can listen to an established agent that can ready to shake things up. All it takes is one, and everybody follows. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get what you're saying.
But it's still those parameters, man. Agent is like a lawyer. He's only as good as the parameters of the rules of the court, of the rules of whatever he's governed by. And regardless, like whoever his agent is only going to be able to work their magic, their expertise within the parameters of the CBA. And if you overstep that boundary, it's going to be major trouble. So it's like, bro, if I look at what the players are dealing with and I'm Rich Paul, I might just have to wait until they get a better union or something before I get involved. And that's what he should probably do. He should run for union president next time that's available.
We might not see football for 5 years. He gonna let them know we ain't signing for nothing,
And I can't remember if we talked about this last episode or if we talked about this offline, but that's one of the reasons why why we're not seeing a whole bunch of change. We're still seeing a bunch of complaints with the NFL is because they won't hold out. Because, like we said, we did talk about this last episode. They won't. Those guys at the bottom of the payroll, at the back of the roster, they don't have the money to sit out for a strike. And once again, that is on the NFLPA because
that's on DeMaurice Smith. Because
what they should be doing is they should create a fund to help fund players in the event of a strikeout. If you put something in the NFLPA where, like just almost like taxes, and it ain't got to be a whole bunch of money, but just take out a little bit of something over the years, every year. Mm-hmm. And, when a strike happens, you don't have to necessarily pay all the players they contract, but you can pay them out of this, in the event of something. And then
Upshaw did that.
And
he actually did what you said.
If you're making over a certain amount, this should be for like the lower tier players. And so if you're making over a certain threshold, you should be voided of it. And if you need assistance, they should give you financial assistance courses on how to manage your money because you have this large amount of contract.
But that's why I've been saying, like, DeMar Smith is not smart because the blueprint has already been laid before him. There's been labor strikes and holdouts, real ones, work stoppages in the NFL before. 2 in the 80s. Gene Upshaw was NFLPA for one of them, and they had a slush fund, and it was for players on the bottom tier so that they would not cross the picket line. And those players got paid. The big contract players had money, and they were able to stay holding out. And that's how the Redskins actually won a Super Bowl on a shortened. The Redskins won a Super Bowl on a strike shortened season. Do your research. The Redskins, that's what they won as, bro. I'm not because it wasn't Washington football. It was the Redskins. You feel me? But no, like Gene Upshaw in the 80s was more prepared as an NFLPA than DeMar Smith is in 2012 and 2020 in the last 10 years, bro. And that is sad when you can't even learn from your predecessor.
I be forgetting that I can't tease no topics. we gonna go.
Yeah, ain't no teasing. We jump right into it. This ain't the full play podcast. It's a 3-man week podcast.
Yeah.
A whole different way.
But no, that's a good topic, man.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, we said we had to say fat the cap. Let me get a disclaimer. This is a Nuggets fan, Marcus Cannon, saying this fat the cap NBA MVP is coming out the West, and he said Jokic is going to get it.
Embiid ain't playing basketball?
I think it's he's playing. He definitely playing basketball.
Okay.
He's playing the best basketball he's ever played.
So that's what I'm saying. We can't just say it's coming out of the West because
But
that's why it's a factor cap.
Yeah,
but Jokic is playing.
Oh no.
He's matching what Embiid is doing.
I'm just saying we halfway through the season. So I'm not just gonna say, it's coming out of the West because it's somebody in the East that is doing his thing right now.
But that's what we're supposed to be doing, though.
Because if you look at Joel's history, I'm banking on this coming out the West because I don't want to speak. I'm not gonna do that to him.
You did it.
No, because I didn't say it. But if you know, you know.
But you thought.
Hey, that's my job.
So I mean, what we hear it's the midway point. I mean, you say the All-Star game is coming up soon.
I gotta see how he hold up, man. Also, Bron is performing unbelievable. Also, so it's like
Jarvis is gonna lay into you when he
can't wait.
Listen, bro. Like Jarvis, if you're listening, Jarvis couldn't hold a spit to me in the sports debate, man. So I'm not worried about nothing he got to say about any of those topics. And I love him. I love him to death, man.
That's my guy, man. He makes my work day go by so fast.
No, seriously. Like
he got Roosevelt upset.
You have anybody know it takes a lot to get Rose. Hey,
because he took Rose's spot from doing. That's what Rose do.
That was Rose.
Like, hold on,
I ain't
bro.
Like that. Facebook
what you ain't gonna do. Go ahead.
Facebook user, I really wish you to gave StreamYard permission so we can give you the actual credit that you deserve for this. What do y'all think about the quarterback having their own cap that doesn't affect the team?
I actually said something like this in a previous episode.
That would be much better.
and not necessarily not having their own cap. I believe that NBA, it should be very similar to the NBA style, where if you've drafted a player, you own their bird rights. You can pay them more than someone else can if they leave in free agency. So it doesn't have the same weighted effect. Because previously quarterbacks didn't often hit free agency, but they also take up 20% of your team's cap.
25 to 30 now.
So it's just so I think that if you draft a player, you should be able to pay them a little bit more and not have that and their cap number be lower. So you should be able to pay them more guaranteed money and not have it affect the cap.
But See, but just, you taking the NBA model, right, and trying to implement it to the NFL, right?
But it don't necessarily have to be the same exact model. I'm saying something along that where every not just quarterbacks,
compensation.
Not just quarterbacks, but to allow teams to
if you draft.
Yeah, so if I re-sign you to another contract, I should be able to, have it
have less of a penalty.
I know I'm trying to have an extended cap for my players. If I bring in outside people, it counts to a different cap, like a cap ceiling.
But I just feel like I'm with the Facebook user, man. They're like, bro, that cap, that 30%, it's unreal, because I just think what Alex Smith is doing to the Washington football team, it is hindering a lot of movement. And it's bro, and it does it for every team. Every team, if you're not drafting well after you sign a quarterback to a major deal, you are done. Unless you already have players in place, kind of like Tampa did. So it's you better go for your window if you sign one of these quarterbacks. And that's why I didn't like Detroit's move, because you just paid this money and you're not even primed to win, bro. And now you're stuck. You are stuck paying 30% of your cap. You're done. You're done.
But we always tell, like I said, once again, we always tell the players to play up to their potential, own up to their contract, live up to their contract, do all that. But like I said,
ain't necessarily saying that.
I'm just saying, but when are we gonna hold the organization accountable?
They can't because of the this cap space being taken away, man.
Teams have done it.
What teams?
Multiple teams. Stop letting this model fool you about that you can't buy a championship. All the recent champions have bought their team. These ain't homegrown drafted teams or
the Chiefs, man. They ain't really buy their team, bro.
The Chiefs, Tyrann Mathieu is cheap.
Bro, I think they could have won the chip without him, bro.
But they didn't. But they got him.
But come on,
they
bro.
got him. But they got. But
you're gonna have some acquisitions, but the core of them.
The Chiefs. And the core of the Chiefs. Matter of fact, you're right. They were drafted. The core of the team was drafted.
Thank you.
But the core of that team is paid top dollar too.
Yeah.
And where did they go?
And they should. Huh?
And where did they go? Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, no, and I like how the Chiefs is running their organization, and they are doing it.
And I get it. So let's go to the next team. Let's go to the next team.
Let's go to Detroit.
No. We're not gonna go. We're never going to Detroit. We're never going to Detroit. We're talking about championship.
Hey, Detroit fun though, man. We can definitely take a 3-man weave trip to Detroit.
What did we do? What did Bill Belichick say this offseason? He said we sold out for a championship.
Yes, that's what
everybody wanted to holler. Oh, the Patriot way. They brought in a lot of free agents.
And
they spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
The reason why they were able to do that Patriot way is because Tom Brady took a whole bunch of discounts.
Okay, that's fine.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Because Tom Brady took, but that's my point. Because Tom Brady took a bunch of discounts, he didn't hold a bunch of cap space, so they could spend it elsewhere. And so that was my point. So that's where they can spread out this money, because the person who would possibly take up, like Candace said, 25 to 30% of your cap space, there's taking about
now let's
15 to 20.
But let's talk
about the points on both sides.
Let's talk about the team that the Rams got there. We said the Rams had unlimited cap, right?
But they don't. Theirs is coming to an end. Like I told you, the next 2 years.
Is it coming to an end?
The next, they're going to be able to make moves this offseason, but next offseason and the offseason after that, they're strapped, bro. Unless they
look at the Saints. The Saints been in contention for the last 4 years.
And theirs is done. We know theirs is done. You told me on 95 or 96, their window is done.
Theirs done because who? Because who left? Who left? Who's leaving?
Is Drew leaving?
Drew's leaving.
He better be leaving because he's part of the reason. Cap hit, man.
But they had one of the highest caps, and they've been contenders. Feel what I'm saying? Well, we not talking, but all the contenders been high cap. Yeah. Majority.
And that's my point. So it's like, since they're so, you got to have great everything, a great GM, great coach, great draft. But it's like that's rare. So to just even the playing field, take that daggone that quarterback cap hit out, because even those teams that know how to work the cap well will still get that benefit also. It'll be an even benefit across the board, and it'll allow teams, these middle of the road teams like Detroit, like Washington, to sign decent players, and the free agency will be more competitive across the board.
We are in the big league.
Can I say something real quick?
We are. I mean, we are.
Go ahead.
I know we talking about leveling the playing field, but does every team actually want to win?
No.
And that's my point. Like, and I've said, like I said, some teams want to
losing is profitable. Some people have a losing model, and it works.
Oh, absolutely. They're like, bro, like some teams are ran like a business. We said this before. Oh, absolutely, and that was my point. So yeah, we'll pay the like if I'm a middle of the road team and I have an above average quarterback to a good quarterback who can just keep us in games, make things interesting, and then every offseason, we just need this, and this, and we got hope. You can keep your fans around long enough and not spend so much money. Yeah, you can you can pay that quarterback a lot of money, but then you could just be a team that just lives off draft picks and maybe brings a person in here or there to make it look like you're doing some things. And people will come.
If you build it, they will come.
It's like, I've never seen another pro sport do what the NFL can do. Like, America just loves football. We will watch bad football. You can put two bad teams on primetime TV and people will watch it.
You know why? You still get big hits. You still get touchdowns. But that's all we want.
But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. So some teams, I don't care what nobody says. You can't tell me that there are every single team in the NFL wants to win a Super Bowl. There are some teams that be like, hey, let's just get these fans in the stadium.
At the end of the day, these teams are business entities, man, and their primary goal is to turn a profit. And then whatever we can do after that is cool. But listen, if I don't win the Super Bowl and I am in the black big time, I don't even care, bro. I don't care.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Well, what you about to say?
Nah, go ahead.
Because it's over.
Oh, yeah. It's over. It's over. Go ahead.
You already it's over. It's episode 98. Yeah, I know y'all catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave. Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. That's Cannon. Episode 98. We out.
Yes, sir.